Coming up right now on the Red Raider pregame show, a look at one Ship defensive star who won the game of his life off the field, and a breakdown of today's home matchup. It's all right now on SUTV. Welcome to the Red Raider pregame show. I'm Amanda Peterson. Today's matchup pins Ship against non-conference rivals Clarion. Before we get into today's game though, let's take a look at scores from across the Ship sports world. Here's Kristen Wright and Lucas Hale with highlights.
The Lady Red Raiders soccer team earned a draw in its second straight match on Tuesday by tying with Philadelphia University 0-0. The Lady Raiders came close to scoring in the 51st minute when junior Casey Arnold crept up a corner kick and fired a shot that was just wide of the goal. The Lady Raiders soccer team will take on Lock Haven at home this Friday at 4 p.m. For SUTV Sports, I'm Kristen Wright.
Seton Hill serves the ball. Ship number 5, Andrea Hemsaw, sets up for number 4, Libby Wolfenden for the spike. Ship number 3, Lauren Murphy, goes in for the dig. Number 5, Andrea Hemsaw, sets up the ball for number 11, Joe Edwards, who sends the ball back to Seton Hill, who can't recover. 23, Samantha Edwards, sets up number 11, Joe Edwards, who goes in for the kill. However, Seton Hill will bring home the win with a 3-2 set. For SUTV Sports, this is Lucas Hale.
Thanks, guys. Fans may want to direct their attention toward the north end zone today. A new scoreboard was installed this week at Seth Grove Stadium. New scoreboard features include a video replay screen and sharper graphics. Show your Ship pride and you might end up on the big screen. What has wings, fantasy football, and a local celebrity? Newts on Thursday nights. Here's Kristen Wright with more on Coach Mac's nightlife.
Need your exclusive update on Red Raider football? Check out Coach Mac at Newt's Thursday nights. Coaches, fans, and alumni gather together for great food and to talk football. Even President Root came out to support Coach Mac.
People are enjoying it. I think it really builds camaraderie and support of Shippensburg University and support of the athletic program.
I want to get it out to the community. I want people to get involved with our program, and also not just as far as on Saturday at the games, but I want them to know what the football players do, what they go through.
Interaction with fans is important to Coach Mac.
I want it to be that. I want to be, people asking questions, people having fun, because they're having fun here. They'll go out and tell somebody else, and hopefully they'll bring some people, more people the following week.
For SUTV Sports, I'm Kristen Wright.
Coach Mac certainly knows that football, like life, is about perseverance. For Ship starting defensive back Corey Hunt, playing football this year meant winning a battle for his life. Bubba Smith has more on the Red Raider who beat cancer.
When Corey Hunt stepped onto the turf at Seth Grove Stadium last year, he prepared himself for a battle for his life.
I was diagnosed December 7th, and it is synovial cell sarcoma.
For the junior defensive back, this kind of cancer was especially frightening.
There's been a couple other athletes that have been diagnosed with sarcoma, and I know that a couple of them have died and passed away.
Corey's teammate and best friend Chris Johnson could hardly believe the diagnosis.
You never expect something like that to happen to someone that close to you, one, and two, for it to happen to someone like a 20-year-old kid that's in great shape.
Corey struggled with the idea of having cancer only briefly.
Pretty much like 5 minutes of sadness and like being nervous and being scared.
And like any good defensive back, he shook it off.
And then I was just kind of ready to go and figure out what was the next step to getting better.
With support from his family and his coaches,
We kept tabs on him and let him know the team was thinking about him.
Corey put on his bravest face and entered chemotherapy.
I pretty much told myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get back on the field.
True to his word, Corey Hunt beat the rare and deadly cancer. He even managed to regain his playing weight during therapy.
I came back, I was about 181, 182 when I came back, so I built my strength back up throughout the summer while going through radiation on top of that.
This kind of perseverance taught him lessons both on and off the field.
He appreciates football now, and he appreciates life and academics and everything.
As for limitations, Corey says there are none.
The doctors cleared me to do whatever I want when I want to and play football and go 100 miles an hour, so that's what I do.
For SUTV News, I'm Bubba Smith.
Coming up on the Red Raider pregame show, SUTV's Bubba Smith sits down with two of Ship Media's sports experts. You won't want to miss their predictions for today's game. Stay tuned.
40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Welcome back to the Red Raider pregame show. I'm Bubba Smith, and this is
Chris Field of WSYC.
And Sean Gallagher, WSYC.
Well, let's get right to it, gentlemen. This is Coach Mack's first game at home as the Red Raider head coach. He's been assistant for a couple years. What do you think the differences are between Coach Mack and Coach Reese's strategy?
Well, with Coach Reese, and don't get me wrong, I really liked Coach Reese and all the history that he had with Shippensburg, but I think that the coaching change was really the right direction to go with. Going from 1999 to 2010, the average percentage of pass plays were 38% under Reese. So far, in just these 2 games for 2011, 51%. I like that change. And now, 72% of the offensive plays are out of the shotgun.
Absolutely. So you're thinking Coach Mack is spreading the offense out a little bit more.
Yeah, there's definitely change. You especially noticed that in the first drive at Shepherd, right, Sean?
Yeah, exactly. You know, you look at Rocky Reese, a well-respected winning coach here for over 2 decades, and as Chris mentioned, Rocky Reese was well known for the wing tee offense, where you have a lot of running and then you throw the ball deep. With Coach Mack, you have more of a multiple offense, where we definitely got to see it against Shepherd. I mean, it kind of blew us away at first because you would see a lot of short passes to the sideline, then they'd run a couple of plays, and they look very productive too, very quick-paced offense.
So definitely changes in play calling. Well, a lot of the big names from the Reese era, like Adams, Fredette, they're back. What do you think they're going to do today? What kind of performance do we expect out of the big names?
Fournette today absolutely has to have a big game, and I go with that based on history. Now, in the past 2 games of this season, Fournette hasn't had the most successful time, only had about a 3.4 average against Gannon, but last year, he ran 8 times for 73 yards. That's ridiculous. 9.1 average, caught 8 passes for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. History just says he's going to perform well again.
Absolutely. So you're thinking Adams is going to have a big day. I'm sorry, Fournette's going to have a big day.
Fournette's had a big day. Zuli's going to be the starter. Trust me, he's been running with the first team offense this whole time.
Okay.
And he didn't start against Gannon, but he played the remaining 3 quarters, and he looked great.
Okay. Sean, who do you have big names coming out today?
Well, I like Zach Zuli. I mean, Steven Adams did have the opportunity to do the first 3 drives of the game, and then Zuli comes out, throws for how many yards? Almost 300 yards. Shippensburg's offense putting up about 495 yards total. So I like the way Zuli looks. In the first game, he looked a little bit shaky, especially that second half. He throws 2 picks, one that sets up an easy scoring drive for Shepherd, and then the second one goes for a pick 6. But I think against Gannon, he looked very comfortable, and I think he's going to do well today.
Awesome. Okay. Well, maybe some lesser-known names, maybe some underclassmen. Do you think there are going to be any surprises today?
Now, this is surprising for me because in the past, I've been really critical of the punting game for Shippensburg, but I think that Nate Schmidt really brought it together for his game against Gannon. Now, he only had an average of about 35 yards, but that was taken away from an outlier in which he had a really bad snap, he had to run back to it, and he had the awareness to punt it away anyways. His average without that would be 48 yards, and he looked a lot more consistent, no shanks. I think that he's going to have a better day punting.
So the special teams are going to pin him deep today?
I think so.
Okay, Sean?
Danon Green, I'm going to take the wild card here. On the defensive line, made Gannon's offense, just gave him headaches last Saturday. And with Shippensburg's front 4, I really liked how they looked at times against Shepherd, and just the ability to stop the run, even though Shepherd's got a great running back. But I tell you, if they can stop Clarion on the run today, Danon Green's going to be a big part of that. Mike Khalil-Smith, and the inside defensive tackle, he's going to be a big factor too. And you can't forget Vinny Renato, the senior, man who has really just led this defense. He said when the preview came out, Shippensburg was ranked 6 out of 8 when it came to the PSAC. He said, you know what? I wish they would have put us 8th. Just motivated us even more. So, big game for the defense here.
Big game for the D. All right. Well, I guess we got to get right down to brass tacks here. What are you thinking about the winner today, and what kind of game do you think it'll be? High scoring, low scoring?
For the prediction, do you want me to just give scores or who gets a W?
Give me both.
Okay, W, I have to give it to Shippensburg. If they lose this game, I'll go against Cody Fleming in a tackling drill. I absolutely see no way that Clarion comes away with a win here. Seriously, I think the final score would be 41-7 Maybe, one of their wide receivers beats us for a long one. I just think that the offense is going to go nuts all over Clarion. They haven't looked good in any of their games, and we've looked pretty good in both of ours.
So Clarion goes 0-3 today, Ship goes 2-1.
Absolutely.
All right, Sean?
I have to agree. I think Shippensburg's going to pull this one out today. It's going to be a big win. I'm going to say maybe 2-3 score game, win by 14, 21 points. With Clarion, they've had a very difficult time stopping the run. They gave up over 400 yards rushing to Bloomsburg, but Bloomsburg's got a great team this year. But if Shippensburg's offense can be as good as it was against Gannon, and at times, especially in that first half against Shepherd, this one shouldn't even be close.
Okay, so you're saying the same thing. Now, are you willing to take a tackle from Cody Fleming if Ship loses?
Why not? I mean, I've been out of the game.
You had a chance to say Nate Schmidt. He's the punter.
Hey, I've been out of the game for 4 years, but you know what? Do I get to put the pads on, or do I have to stand?
That was part of
my. Do I have to
my.
stand like a tackle dummy and?
We'll let you put pads on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrific.
I'm serious. I'll do it.
Well, the bet's been made. Ship, they're going to improve to 2-1 today, according to these guys. And that'll wrap up our show today. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you, Amanda Peterson. Thank you, everyone that made this broadcast possible. Make sure to check out both our websites, SUTV, or Facebook.com/SUTV News and Facebook.com/SUTV Sports. We'll have coverage of more of these live events coming for you. And right now, we're going to send you live to the Student Association at Seth Grove Field. Thanks for tuning in.